Supervising your kids can be a full-time job, but sometimes those small distractions can be just enough time for your little one to get into trouble. We asked Real Mom Josie Saeed to speak with parenting expert Elan Manley how busy parents can keep kids safe.
Thank you so much for coming over. I had some questions just about, kind of keeping a good eye on my kids. Like, for example, sometimes I feel like I need to multitask and I have something going on and, I want to kind of keep an eye on Saoirse here. Can you give me some tips on the best way to do that?
It can be hard, but it can also be done.
Okay.
It's easier than you think. A lot of times we as parents, like you said, have a lot of things to do, so the best thing to do is to make sure that we're doing something that's called active supervision. Active supervision means really paying attention to your child and the hazards that might be nearby. You want to remember to be within arm's reach and being able to immediately respond to any of the needs of your child.
So, Elan, can you tell me about some of the different types of active supervision?
Many parents believe that supervision means just being near your children, but in some situations, supervision needs to be active. For example, when you're on the playground or in the driveway, you need to be engaged with your kids by playing or talking to them, and not reading or chatting or talking to other adults or even talking on your cell phone.
What's hard for me is like when there's a big gathering, right? When there's family and friends and lots of kids running around. I want some adult interaction too.
Yes, and that's natural. We need adult interaction to stay sane. But many injuries occur because parents think that someone else is watching their children. In group settings, it's important to have a designated supervisor, someone who is actively supervising and watching the children, and taking turns as supervisor makes it clear that the safety of your kids is their #1 priority.
So can you tell me a little bit more about active supervision?
First of all, if you're doing something like cooking in the kitchen and your children are not in the kitchen with you, you want to make sure that you position yourself so that you can see what they're doing. #2, if your child is near a safety hazard like kitchen appliances in the driveway or parking lot, or even near playground equipment, make sure that you're in close proximity to your child so that you can respond immediately to the emergency. And always be about an arm's length away. That's usually what's recommended. And 3, give your child your undivided attention. Watch, listen, talk, and interact and do things with them. This is also a great way for a parent and child to bond.
So what if the phone rings or somebody comes to the door or a pot's boiling over? It seems a little overprotective to have my child at arm's length all the time.
I'm not saying that you should smother your child. There will always be distractions and times when your child needs to be somewhere safe while dealing with other things. That's where playpens, high chairs, and safety gates come in handy. But also, bring your child with you to the door or have your phone handy when you're actively supervising. Make sure that you can respond to your child if need be.
That I can do. They're usually running for the door anyway. But what if I'm in charge of a large number of children?
It can be hard, but here are a few tips to help you out. When you're supervising 2 or more children, visually scan back and forth regularly. Also, be sure to move physically amongst the children. If you play a game or direct their play, it can be easy to engage them and keep them out of trouble.
Elan, thank you so much for coming by and for all your tips.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
So let me tell you the 3 things that I took away. #1, keep your attention on your child, especially around hazards. #2, make sure your child is safely occupied or use playpens and gates to do chores that take all your attention. And #3, play, talk, and engage with your child to focus your attention and have fun. There's no question that active supervision can be a lot of work, but the payoff is priceless. So go to the park, to the library, play and have fun with your kids. You'll be building a strong family bond for your future.